It's been a while since I've been a PENFED member, and for the last 30 to 40 years, I've been a member of that wonderful institution. And I've had PENFED credit cards in the past, and for some reason, I closed them because I had some family problems or whatever those was back in the days. And this time, I said, you know what, I want to reapply for a PENFED credit card. And I said, you know what I want to do here is that I want to be very methodical because all the information I have learned throughout the years from my own research, from my company research, from my friends and family, I say, you know, I'm going to do things a little differently, and I'm going to apply for a PenFed credit card. And doing that and doing research for that thing, I realized that there are new hacks. If you want to be approved for a PenFed credit card real fast, you need to apply certain methods, certain methodology that will really help you. And I realized that a lot of my friends were actually doing things wrong. Like they thought they were actually on the right path, but in reality they were on the wrong path. So I started doing research. One thing I realized was that, you know, if I wanted to have a PenFed credit card, if I wanted to be approved for a PenFed credit card, I needed to apply through the indoor the indoor path. In other words, I would apply from my dashboard or from the PenFed mobile app. And so the first thing I did was I actually logged into the mobile app, and then I started looking for like solicitation, I would say offers, because sometimes PenFed will send you an offer. They say, well, you know, you pre-qualify for this credit card, and they'll let you know what kind of credit card you'll pre-qualify for. Mind you, my credit score is in the 700, so I don't have a problem with getting a PenFed credit card. But I wanted to have a good limit. I did not want to have a tiny ass limit, you know, like, because that would be a waste of my time, right? So I said to myself, okay, first thing is you want to apply through the app. And because I realized that when you apply through like online or you apply over the phone, it's not really the same limit. They give you like a tiny ass limit. So when you apply through the app, you actually get more, like, in terms of limits. So I said, okay. So the first thing I did was I looked into the app and see if there are any offers. There were no offers, not a problem. And the second thing I did was I actually updated my income information. I have a business, mind you, so I actually put all my I put the income information there, and I put the right number though, because I was like, you know, because a friend of mine was telling me, yeah, never lie when it comes to PenFed, because they'll check everything, you know. So they also asked me if I wanted to co-apply for a credit card. I said, no. I mean, my wife doesn't want to be bothered right now with another credit card, because we already have a lot of credit cards, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna do things myself. So I actually paid attention to three things. So the first thing is pre-qualification. Second thing is I updated my income, and the third thing is I was actually very strategic in terms of timing, because I know that PenFed sometimes they are more generous for credit card limits around the holiday seasons, and around Super Bowl. That's what I realized from my personal experience and talking to a lot of folks around the last 30 to 40 years. They actually, like, you know, from October all the way to February, they tend to be more generous. So I said to myself, okay, you know what? If I'm going to apply for a PenFed credit card, I will apply around the holiday season all the way to Super Bowl. At least everybody's happy, you just home chilling, eating pizza, whatever, or McDonald's, whatever. So I said that's what I will do. Now, luckily, you know, it is really funny. Something extraordinary happens. What happens was that 2 months after I updated my income information, PenFed sent me a pre-screen offer. What happened was that they actually sent it to my house. I was not home that day. I was in Philly. So when I got home, actually saw, okay, you know, blah blah blah. They said, well, you know, you'll pre-qualify for this, blah blah blah. So I said, okay. I was kind of interested in a specific PenFed credit card, but I said, you know what? Whatever they gave me, I'll take it anyway, because I want to get back in the game. You know, I wanted to have a PenFed credit card. Now the thing is, some people say, well, whatever credit card you get from PenFed, never get the platinum. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. You know, because the whole thing is, yeah, you know, I'm not going to like, because I mean, okay. I wanted to have the Pathfinder rewards, and so people say, "Well, don't get anything. Don't get the platinum, not the platinum. Don't get the gold, because platinum is with Navy Fed. Don't get the gold. Don't get the PenFed gold. That's like the cheap ass credit card." I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. There is no cheap ass credit cards in my dictionary. Okay, a credit card is a credit card. If you know how to use it, you actually you will actually get a better credit card or get upgraded. So I got a pre-screen offer. So what I did was I actually went to the link they told me to go to. It's like a PenFed.org that accept and then you do everything there. You put the information. I'm like, okay, now this time I'm going to be approved for a PenFed credit card with a big ass limit. I was really stoked, like big time, And so I actually put everything, all my info, and I went there. So you got to put in the pre-approval offer code like this, and your code like I think it's a 7-digit or 9-digit code, something like this. I was so stoked. I was like, yeah, this time is a good. So, but the thing is, sometimes PenFed will ask you to upload documents. So you need to upload documents. So once you actually go through the pre-qual offer, it will ask you to upload documents like your pay stubs, your tax returns, or also your bank statements. So just be ready to have this so you can do everything in one sitting. You don't want to start doing something and then go back. No. Do things in one sitting, okay? And the thing is that because I already knew the requirements for a PenFed credit card, I was really ready because PenFed usually approves you like I know from experience, from my work, but also from my friends, from my family members who applied for credit cards, that at PenFed is that they actually will approve you. They'll go all the way to 600 for FICO score. But if you have something around 650 to 700, you are really at the sweetest spot because you'll get a very nice offer or whatever. So in terms of a not pre-approval, this time I was like, okay, I'm done with the pre-approval. Now let's really do some research about the approval criteria. So I realized that PenFed loves it when you have been a member for a while. Like if you've been a member for 6 months, they like that a lot. But if you've been a member for 2 years, they even love it better. Like a lot of my friends, a lot of my business, like my team members, and we are all members of PenFed for like many decades now. It's kind of funny sometimes when people talk. I'm like, when I was a member of PenFed, you were not even born, or you probably were like, I can't say this on national radio, whatever you want to call it, but it was kind of like, yeah. So PenFed loves it when you are a member, so they pay attention to longevity. That's so number one, your FICO score 600, 650. But if you are between 650 and 700, you are good to go. And I'm talking to you about the latest hacks, okay, the latest criteria, like fresh out of the oven, not some what happens like when my grandfather was was young. No, not yesterday, today and tomorrow, right? So basically, FICO score. Your income, they want you to have at least $2,000 a month, and so $2,000 a month gross, and $1,000 to $1,500 net and clear. We're talking about net income, okay? And then they want you to also have like so in terms of longevity, in terms of membership, 6 months is really cool. Your DTI CUR, they love it when they are around 40%, okay? And the fifth thing that I realized was, PenFed loves stability. Of course, this is a military institution. They love stability. They want you to be at the same address for at least 2 years. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the importance of, I would say, geographical stability. This is something I talk about. It was kind of funny. Like people say, well, why is the address important? Well, the address is important because the address is telling PenFed that, hey, listen, this dude is very active, but yet stable. The thing is that people talk about, you have a different sort of credit score for each PenFed credit card. My theory is that that's not the truth, because if you want to be approved for a PenFed credit card, you got to look at things holistically, because the whole thing about, if you want to apply for the PenFed Gold Visa card, you have to sort of like you have to comply with a different set of criteria than if you were to apply for a PenFed Platinum Rewards Visa signature card. You have to apply for or the rules of the game or the rules of engagement are different if you want to apply for a PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa signature card or the PenFed Power Cash Rewards. Who's actually just talk about? Like, it's kind of funny. People, sometimes I go to happy hours. Sometimes I go to networking events. Sometimes I go to professional events, like, industry events. People actually talk about stuff they have no idea about. Because PenFed is not looking at each cards based on the FICO score. PenFed is actually analyzing an applicant's application. This is tautology here, repetition. Let's say somebody's application, a credit card application. PenFed is looking at everything holistically. In other words, PenFed is saying, okay, if this person is applying for this credit card, what is his or her credit score? What is his or her income? What is his or her tax returns telling us? What is his or her employment stability or employment situation? That's how PenFed actually analyzes things. They don't say, well, since this person is applying for PenFed, the Pathfinder rewards, we are going to start looking at a FICO score of 750. That's what we want. If your ass doesn't have a 750, you're out of here. No. They look at everything holistically. They start paying attention to, okay, if this person has a 750, okay, 750, but this person is only making $25,000 a year, do we want to take that risk? If this person has a DTI of 50% and a CUR of 70%, my Lord, do you want to take that risk? So that's why I've always said to people asking me, well, I think PenFed looks at things holistically. Your best bet is to be sure about the card you want, to seek pre-qualification, to have a decent FICO score, and to also have a decent history with PenFed. So talking about the best PenFed credit card, it's one of those things people talk about. Yeah, this is the best PenFed credit card. I've always said anyway that the best PenFed credit card is the one that is great for you. So I was like, you know what? So I looked at my situation. I said, okay, what is the best PenFed credit card for me? Because everybody talks about the Pathfinder being the best, but what if I don't need the Pathfinder as a person in my life right now? I mean, I have a wife, I have children, and I'm like, our lifestyle is different now that it was say 10 years ago. So the things that I need now may not be the same the things that I needed back in the days, right? I mean, right now we don't spend as much on groceries as we used to like 10 years ago. So why should I get a PenFed credit card for groceries? So that's an important question. People always they actually analyze the matter superficially. So the thing is, what is the best PenFed credit card? Well, I started researching the 4 credit cards that PenFed has. I mean, they have 5 or 6 depending on the geography you were looking at it from, but I want to focus on the 4. So I said to myself, I started analyzing the credit cards that PenFed has. So I realized, okay, the card that is best for travel, the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card. It's a card that allows you to have an initial bonus of 50,000 points for spending 3,000 in the first 90 days. Okay, I was like, okay, and ongoing rewards, 3 points per dollar spent on travel, 4 points per dollar for Honors Advantage members, and 1.5 points per dollar on all other purchases. One thing I want to say here, and that's super, super, super important. You got to be an Honors Advantage member. Oh yeah, don't even talk about it. Don't even negotiate it. Don't even second guess it. Just do it. Because the constellation of advantages, of benefits is just mind-boggling. It's just crazy. It's really good. So yeah, of course I am an Honors Advantage member, and but this card has an annual fee of $95. And in terms of credit, if you have like 650 minimum, you could qualify for this card. Another card that PenFed has is the PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card. Okay, it's a card that actually gives you $100 statement credit for spending $1,500 in the first 90 days. It's kind of cool if you have a family, and so you have ongoing rewards. You have 1.5% cash back on all purchases, 2% cash back for Honors Advantage members. Again, here you have it, right? The advantages of being an Honors Advantage member, and the credit score that PenFed wants on this actually 625. And again, I'm not just talking to you about the empirical research. This is something I actually gleaned from PenFed folks at various branches, not just one branch. Through various branches. So those are the latest hacks. And other credit cards that PenFed has, you have the Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card, and so that's the card. If you want to have, let's say, if you want to have bonus rewards for gas and groceries, you want to go for this card, and it's the perfect card for my uncle, my great uncle. Jordan. So Jordan, I say hi to you. A big shout out to you right there in Tennessee, and he will love this because it's a card that gives you an initial bonus of 15,000 points for spending $1,500 in the first 3 months. And in terms of ongoing rewards, you have 5 points per dollar spent on gas and electric vehicle or charging stations, 3 points per dollar at supermarkets and restaurants. You have 3 points per dollar on cable, satellites, and other paid television, radio streaming services, as well as 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. So how do you play this game? The thing is, if you want to get the PenFed Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card, make sure that you have credit, like your credit has to be minimum 600. And just make sure that you are basically, like, if you have a family, that's pretty good, because think about it, 3 points per dollar at supermarkets and restaurants. I mean, if you're by yourself, I mean, how much can you eat at a restaurant? But if you have a family, then you actually can spend a lot, and you can actually get rewards too. I'm not saying you have to spend just for the rewards, but you have to take advantage of the offer. And then you have the PenFed Gold Visa card. I mean, it's a card that I love, but it wouldn't be my preferred card in terms of because the card is great, but it's only for balance transfers. And purchases. You have a 0% for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers, and after that, there's nothing else. And the APR, the regular APR goes from $16.99 to $17.99. So this card is great, but again, this is a card just for balance transfers and big purchases, nothing else. If you have that, of course you have it. So there are no ongoing rewards anyway. So I did all the research, and I said to myself, you know what? I don't need a cash. I don't need a balance transfer card right now. I don't need a travel card because I'm not really traveling right now. So what I wanted to have was the Power Cash Visa signature card. I mean, that was a great for cash rewards. I said, at least I can imagine myself using this card in my current situation. I mean, wifey will be happy about it. We can spend some time, but we don't need to have and also it was really interesting because this card actually has no annual fee. So for me, that was really important. Get into the whole research thing, okay? And so that was it. So the last thing, so I actually got the card. I got the card. I was very happy about that. So as soon as I got it, I mean, they actually gave me like a $17,000. So I was very happy, very, very happy. I wanted more though. Don't get me wrong. I wanted more because I'm like, I've been with y'all for so many decades now. We're not talking about years. We're talking about decades. How are you just blessing me with this? I mean, but then I realized, you're not being grateful here. Can you imagine 17K just sitting there? You have a limit of 17K. You could do a lot of stuff with that. I mean, so I said, okay, I'll take it anyway. So I started thinking right away about increasing my credit card limits. And what I realized was that even though a lot of folks tell you have to wait 6 months to request the credit limit increase, with PenFed, if you do things the right way, you can actually request an increase within 3 months. That's pretty good. I mean, you can do it either online or by calling customer service at the 1-800-247-5626. 1-800-247-5626. I said to myself, what I will do here is that I will actually I'll do it online. I'll do it online, and I'll do it through the mobile app also. What I'll do is I'll pay my bill on time for at least 3 to 6 straight months. I'll reduce my CUR, so I'll reduce my outstanding balance, and I'll update my income, on PenFed, because the whole thing is that for PenFed to increase your limit, they have to see that you are actually your DTI is going down, your CUR is going down, your credit utilization ratio and your debt to income ratio are going down in a satisfactory manner, and they have to see also that simultaneously you're making more money. So not only is your debt going down, but also your income is going up. So if they see that delta, it's what we call the perfect delta. If they see that perfect delta, that means there is a strong correlation between your application and a positive outcome. Your application for a credit limit increase. So this is what I did. And the thing is that usually, if you do things the right way, PenFed is not going to do a hard pull on you. They'll do a soft pull, especially if you actually if you apply a few months after, like if you apply for a credit limit increase, not long after being approved for a credit card, for a new credit card, for a fresh credit card. So this is something that I did, and I said, okay, so I did it. They actually increased it too. I mean, PenFed can be extremely generous when it comes to credit limit increases. Okay, in my case, they actually raised my limit 10 grand more. So if you're talking from 50 to from 57. What am I talking about? From 17 to 27. That's really good. Okay, 17 to 27K. That's really good. Now I know from doing research that sometimes they will offer they will do an automatic credit limit increase as well. If they realize that your account has been in good standing for a while, and then you are actually following protocol, so to speak. If by actually keeping your account in good standing, they'll raise you, not a problem at all.